Either you're building your smart home from scratch or just looking for some ideas to further improve your established smart home, today I bring you 5 simple but very useful automations that can be achieved with very little hardware. Either you're a homeowner or a renter, these automations are perfect for small homes and can be implemented on a budget. These automations will be demonstrated in Apple HomeKit and Home Assistant. Hi, welcome to Made by Jade. Here are 5 automations that I use or that occur every day. Without further ado, the first one is probably the easiest, and it only requires a smart lamp or smart lamps or a smart switch or plug. You can also do it with a smart switch, which is to turn on and off the lights according to the time of day, not just hour of the day. As an example, I have an automation that turns certain lights on 15 minutes before sunset. In Apple's Home app, create a new automations in the plus sign, add automation, a time of day occurs, and here you can choose sunrise, sunset, or time of day. But if you select either sunrise or sunset, you can click this eye icon and you can adjust with the steps of 15 minutes to before and after. This is great because it's not a fixed time and it adjusts every day. Let's say 15 minutes before. You can also choose whether this automation is run only when you're at home, when you're not at home, or run it regardless if you're home or not. A use case I personally have for this one is that my desk lamp only turns on if I'm home, but my bedside lamp turns on regardless if I'm home or not, because my cats are usually in the bedroom and I want them to have a cozy light when it gets dark. For this example, let's say when I'm home, next, select the lights or switches, next. You can name this automation at the top, and here in the accessories we want to make sure that the action matches what we want. Let's say turn on, select the lights again to modify the brightness percentage, and done again. In the same note as the previous one, you can set automation to turn off certain lights or devices at specific hours of the day, or turn them off after a certain period of time on. I use this last one at night. If I turn on a light after its scheduled off time, that light stays on only for 10 minutes. It's usually enough time for me to do whatever I need to do, and also a reminder that 10 minutes have passed and I need to go to bed. To do that, I created an automation in the Home app, selected an accessory is controlled, select the target device when it turns on, and select the time period as specific times. At the bottom, convert to shortcut, and here I added the wait command with the duration I wanted in seconds, 600. And set the light to off. That easy. If you have RGB smart lights, they can also be used as a notification indicator, either changing color when a notification from a certain app or person arrives, or as an indicator for events, to-dos, and other reminders. You can even change the color or brightness for specific focus modes. In iOS, that can easily be done in shortcuts. You can create a new automation in the Automations tab, or create a shortcut and run it using an automation. Something very useful for humid homes is to trigger the dehumidifier when the measured humidity rises to a certain value. To do that, I use an automation in Home Assistant. They can also be done in Apple HomeKit with a compatible sensor, or if you have an HomePod, it also has temperature and humidity sensors. My HomePod is not in the same room as the dehumidifier, so I'm using this Xiaomi temperature and humidity sensor. It was the cheapest one I could find, and since I already own some Xiaomi home products, I didn't have to install another app or get a hub or dongle to access it. with this sensor added to Home Assistant using the Xiaomi BLE integration, you can create this automation very easily. In Settings, Automations and Scenes, create a new automation, create new automation from scratch, and here what I did was select the cause when humidity sensor changes to a certain value, and if the current time is between 7 AM and midnight, so it doesn't turn on randomly at night. And the effect, then do select the device, in my case Dehumidifier, that's the name of the smart plug it's connected, action turn on, and I also added another action, which is to notify me when this automation is ran. Last one for today is using NFC tags in Home Assistant. The first usage is Tasks Reminder. I use them to remind me of periodic tasks and to have a way of knowing right away when was the last time I did this or that. Some actual examples are to change my water filter, to clean my cat's water fountain and litter box. I have another tracker which the goal is not as a reminder, but to know how many liters of water has my dehumidifier removed from the air, and when was the last time I emptied the water deposit. The first example I was able to do in Home Assistant thanks to a clever blueprint created by Nate Harris. I'll leave the link in the description for you to check. The second one was easier. It was just a matter of adding the capacity of the water deposit to the stored value. I also use NFC tags to trigger focus modes and scenes, and that part is also done in shortcuts. I'm planning a video dedicated to NFC tags and some cool ways to use them in your smart home. Let me know if that's interesting to you. And that's it for today. I hope these suggestions gave you some ideas of home automations and that you can start your smart home even with very little hardware. If you have some cool ideas or implementations, let me know. I'm always looking for new and creative ways to solve everyday annoyances. Also, consider subscribing. This is a new channel. At the moment, I don't have much to offer you, but I'm working on some very cool projects and they will appear right on your YouTube feeds. And if you're into 3D printing, you might enjoy watching this video where I show 5 unique things that improve my setup and help me save some money. Until next time, bye!